Hello everyone, it's Joan from Joan's Designs and Creations. Today I am going to work on another member of my fruit gang, the blueberry pal. I start out with a small splat, cut out a shape of that splat in the brown, and I took a combination of dark brown and white to make that color. Next I have my blueberry color. I'm going to cut out that same splat in that same size. I used a little thicker of a brown and then a little thinner of the blueberry color. They are not exactly the same, and then I just took the rolling pin and put them together. Set that aside, and next I am going to work on the actual blueberry. So I took a styrofoam ball, and this can be any size styrofoam ball, and I did cut it so it set flat on the surface. So I just took that blueberry color, and that is a combination of blue, purple, and a little bit of black to get that color. And it matched the blueberries that I had, the fake blueberries. So I was very happy with the way that color turned out. So next I take that styrofoam ball. You can see where I have the flat on the bottom, and then I just put some Aleene's tacky glue around it. That just will help the clay stick to that styrofoam ball. You don't need a whole lot, just spread it around so there's no lumps or big areas that you would see that glob of glue through that clay. So I have a jar that I keep my super glue in, and I just use that as a point of stability as I started. Whenever you're working with round surfaces and you're putting clay around it, sometimes it makes little crinkles. And whenever it does that, I just cut little slits into the side of my clay, and then it'll separate and work on it and cover up those creases that you have. Then I just take that stick out that I had to be able to hold it because I didn't want to touch it after it had the glue on it. So then I just work it and smooth it around, smooth out the edges. It doesn't have to be perfect. Next, I am going to take the blueberry, and the top of it, you can see that it has those little specks sticking out of it. So at first I was going to just do little teardrop shaped, I don't know what you call them, I'll call them specks just for nothing else to do. And I wasn't happy with what I was coming up with on that, so then I decided to do something a little different. Just took a little piece of it and then rolled it into a snake, and then I wrapped that around the top of the blueberry because it has like a little circle sort of at the top. Then I took that little snake that I did, took my tweezers, and then just pinched it and brought that clay up into that design. Then I took a round flat and put it in the middle of there just so it sealed that up. Then I just combined the two, the ring and that flat piece, by pulling up some more of that clay into those little specks. I was very happy with the way that turned out. Wasn't sure what I was going to do at first. So next I take my blueberry, the round part, and then I attach it to that base. And why I like to do that is just so it has a flat surface that it'll sit and won't roll around. So I took a little toothpick and used some super glue and then attached that to that. So it'll sit nice and flat on any type of surface, whether you have a large tier tray or just on your desk. I take my tool that we use to make my facial features, start with the smile, and then I add a little bit of a circle. It's a little flat on the top, and then I add that super glue to that and a little bit of a toothpick also. So then that nose stays on and it doesn't fall off. And you'll see I pushed it in too far, and then I had to get my tweezers to pull it out to the width that I wanted because it went too far in. You just have to, whenever you're working with that, touch it lightly so you don't get fingerprints in the clay. Then next I roll out that same color that I have, and I take my littlest heart cutter and I'm going to put on and make little cheeks. And then I super glue those onto the side also. You can see the face coming together. Next I add the resin eyes, and I think I've said this on many of mine. Had these for a couple years now, so I'm not sure where I got them from other than Etsy. I haven't had the time to go back and look. Then I take the other side of that tulle that I make the smile with and then add some lines to the side of the eyes. Just brings in the character. Next, I put 3 yellow dots on the nose. And then I also put 3 dots on each of those cheeks. Just also add some features that brings the blueberry's face to life. Then next I add a skewer on the top of that. And then I add some tacky glue to it so that my straw sticks to that. The skewer just gives it some stability whenever I put my straw in place. And then I add my 3 little blueberries to the side. Here I just throw 2 on, and then I found the other one, so then I added 3. I make a small bow with silver. I just think that fit in with that design. I used the silver ribbon. And then I added that to the front of the straw. And I always drop everything. You'll see me pick stuff up on every live that I do. So to hold that in place until it sticks. Then I decided, super glue isn't going to work, so I'm going to use some hot glue. Then the hot glue and the ribbon and the straw sticks very well. Then I have a little gem that I'm adding to that that's the color of that blue. Thank you.